So today we are very happy to welcome Giorgos Fagas from Tyndall National Institute, who is also the coordinator of the ASCEND Plus project. He will start with a general presentation of the project, and at the end he will be also able to answer to your questions. Then we are also very glad to welcome Alexey Dubovnov from Polin Technology, that is here today with us to talk about his experience with ASCEND Plus. And also we are welcoming Sylvia Kozdra from the Institute of Microelectronics and Photonics, Lukasiewicz. So welcome everyone, and I will leave the floor to Giorgos Fagas to start his presentation on the ASCEND Plus project.
Thank you, Mathilde, for the introduction. Also let me thank my colleagues at Sinano and also at Silicon Saxony who have organized this webinar, and my turn to thank Alexey and Sylvia for being so kind and share their experience with using the ASCEND program with the audience, and also thank all the participants that accepted this invitation to the webinar. I'll try to be brief in my introduction of the ASCEND Plus program. Let me just share the screen there and check that everything works fine. Mathilde?
Yeah, it's perfect. We can see it.
Okay, very good. So ASCEND Plus is a European funded program that has been going on for almost 4 years at this stage. Is a 10 million euro investment by the European Commission to enable users to access state-of-the-art infrastructure, European infrastructure for micro and nano electronics. And I'll come to that in more detail in a moment. I just wanted to highlight the members of the consortium. We have 14 members in the consortium. There are 5 access providers. There is 4 community networks, Sinano Institute and Silicon Saxony being 2 of them, and then we have Midas in Ireland and Minalogic in France. And we also have 5 knowledge hubs, universities, and the research institutes that we work with, so that we progress the technology platforms and the expertise that we offer to the users. And the providers are in the consortium are CEA-Leti, IMEC, Fraunhofer Microelectronics, International Iberian Laboratory, Nanotechnology Laboratory in Portugal, INL, and Tyndall. So ASCEND Plus has been set up because of a recognized need for accessing high capital intensive infrastructure and technology platforms in Europe. And we know that making things, analyzing things is quite expensive. Some of the tools are in the order of €1,000,000. Some of the technology platforms take decades of development and expertise, of hundreds of years of know-how to be able to provide the state-of-the-art analysis. So ASCEND Plus fills in that gap, and it provides a toolbox for driving the macro and nano electronics in Europe. So the access providers have come together to, the 5 access providers have come together to offer access to expertise and know-how, to technology platforms, like Diamond Quantum Technologies, quantum nanostructures, graphene platform for sensors, resistive RAM, and GaN IC as an example for power electronics. And also analytical and characterization facilities that are state-of-the-art in the field. This is by no means a complete picture of what is on offer. This is a high-level abstraction of some of the things that the 5 access providers are offering. The complete showroom is here, and you can access it and you can browse through it. Not all as we are in the ramping down phase of the program at this stage, not all facilities and platforms might be available because we have a limited time where we can assess and carry out new projects. But I'm fairly sure that our access interface team will be quite helpful and guide you through your needs and tell you what is available and what is not available. The promise of Ascend Plus is to make access easy and make access easy for a variety of users, including academic users, industry researchers, and also specifically SME users that usually are strapped of time. And the offer is, as I mentioned, is indicated or is showcased at the virtual showroom. And then we have put in place our access interface team that makes that connection between the users and the 5 access providers to find out the best match between the user needs and what is on offer in these 5 organizations. And you don't need to know exactly or you don't need to know a specific person in these huge organizations or exactly what is in existence in those labs in these organizations, because our access interface team is well equipped with technical point of context to be able to do that matchmaking. Now, why I mean, in this slide I'm summarizing why it is useful for a potential user to access research infrastructure through Ascend Plus, and also how this might be possible. So the Ascend Plus offers free of charge, subsidized by the EU funding, essentially, access to carry out short-term projects that can stimulate innovation at the early stage. This, let's say, feasibility projects or some type of analysis for within a specific analytical instrument, so that you can check some process on the way, or you can also check new unique processes in the development of new products, and that overall increases for SMEs the profitability and for the academics sorry, for the SMEs and the industries, the profitability, and for the academic users, it stimulates further research. The access is actually provided to exclusive equipment. I mentioned unique platform technologies. Diamond platform technology is one that comes to my mind. I mentioned also the GAN IC through the MPW grants in IMEC, also other silicon technologies. And there's also the extensive expertise of these renowned European research and technology organizations. Another benefit from engaging with the Ascend Plus partnership and program is that it can springboard to new development and research and partnerships, longer-term partnerships that ensure the full intellectual property rights protection. In fact, we have several now projects that have kicked off after having carried one or even two in certain cases, short-term projects, feasibility projects, utilizing the Ascent Plus access facility. The way to engage with the program is by providing initially an inquiry through our online tool. This is very short, is no more than a paragraph typically. Then our access interface team analyze this inquiry. They might have some questions to tease out together with you, and after the specifications of your needs become more clear, then this inquiry is directed to the most appropriate technical point of contact within those five access providers. And then there is a discussion between the technical point of contact and the potential user to develop a really short form proposal, application form, outlining what specific access is required. And the turnaround time, then this is submitted, and the turnaround time for reviewing that is a couple of weeks, maximum a month. Then access, typically access is provided because we have that we have a very high success rate, over 90%. And the reason for that is because of that interaction between the technical point of contact and the user at that stage before the application, to ensure that any details are ironed out at that stage, and there are no big question asked by the selection panel. So at that stage, the access is provided, and the project gets the green line to commence. Now, when exactly that happens, that is something to be discussed between the access provider and the user, depending on the needs of the user, and also in certain cases on the timeline of the access provider. If it is, for example, an MPW run for the GaN IC, these are only very specific times in a year that these are happening. There is only one request from the user side, is that we require the user to give us feedback to the access interface team. This is what we are measured on when we go back to the European Commission. And if possible, we would like to see a white paper, if it is industry or an SME, or a publication acknowledging access to the Ascent Plus facilities from the academic users. Ascent Plus is open to the world. We have both European or EU countries or researchers based in EU countries or associated countries accessing the facilities. Also, we have the possibility to offer access to countries outside European Union, or countries that they are not associated with Horizon 2020. Ascent Plus has been funded through the Horizon 2020 funds. And so far we have committed to over 130 projects across the world, benefiting over 350 researchers from 32 countries. There are quite a few other projects that we have allowance that we can support over the next couple of months. Our call is going to be open for August. We have a monthly open call, so the call will remain open for August and September, and from September onwards, for the next couple of months, we will receive inquiries but we will check whether on a case-by-case basis whether the feasibility to do those in the remaining time of the project is possible. And if you have any inquiries or you like already to start a conversation, you might email the lead of our Access Interface team, Nicolas Cortero. His email address is there, and also you can find more information at our website at www.ascent.network. And I stop here and I pass on if you have any questions, I can answer them now, and we can also have a discussion later on.
Thank you, Georgos. Yes, there's one question on the chat. So it's Pejin that is asking to what extent could we also get support with design? What is a typical project size?
Okay. Maybe I can let Nicolas answer both of these questions, if that's okay, Nicolas?
Sure, yeah. Definitely. What design are you talking about? IC design, or are you talking about the device design or so on? As IC design, we don't. That's not part of the Ascent offer. I think the only people doing a bit of design could be IMEC that are doing gallium nitride IC chips. As it happens, that's one of the things that, as George has mentioned, they're already working into a tape out. So probably for that one is too late, because they're already doing the tape out and they hope to start fabrication the next month or two. Individual devices, nanotechnology, whatever, obviously part of the access and part of the, because it's research, we'll always see, we had the experts at the different access providers that will help with the design of what device you're working on or what system you're trying to look at. So definitely it's part of the support that Ascent offers. Project sizes, they are small, short projects. Their focus is a very important thing. So there's no money. You ask for money. Essentially, what you get is the work done at the access provider is free of charge. It's paid directly by the European Commission. The time of projects, we're talking about 15-20 person days total work at the access provider. So they are small. Normally, if it's fabrication, you're talking about 2-3 steps. If it's characterization, that 10, 15, 20 days of characterization of your samples. So that's roughly, does that answer your question, or?
Yeah, and maybe Nicolas, I can add a little bit to that, right? So I mean, we have had cases if when needed with longer projects as well, not much further than 30 days or so. Then you can also put a nominal value onto each person day. You know, it depends on from access provider to the access provider, but let's say 1,000 euros per day or so, right? So that gives you the nominal value of what that project actually costs and what you get by engaging with Ascent Plus. On the design side, yeah, as Nicolas said, if it is on the circuit design, that is something that we, with the exception of the GaN IC, that's something we don't offer. Nevertheless, if this is your need, you can still put an inquiry in, and we can probably redirect you to other networks that we are working with, similar to Ascent Plus, and that might also help you.
Okay, is there any other questions? If not, I think we can move on to the next presentation. So from Alexei Dubulnov.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
All right, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect.
All right. All right, so let me start with a brief introduction introduction of the company. It's just to help you align our case with your cases. So, so we are a fabless chip company. We have an office in the UK. Also have people in the US and Israel. But nevertheless, we are fabless. So yes, we design chips, but we need somebody to fabricate these chips. So basically, well, this is about well, neuromorphic, AI, edge, so all of these areas we are working on. But at the end, we have a platform, right? And we have two groups of innovations. So the one is about mathematics and well, how we treat and use neural networks. And another one is about hardware. We have some innovations in the area of hardware. And that's why we actually applied for SN Plus some time ago. So basically, we address this issue with data tsunami. This is how we see it. So this is about millions or trillions of sensors around us, and well, the number is growing substantially, right? And our technology and our approach will help to resolve it. While do a lot of pre-processing on a sensor level. So our technology and our approach is to bring pre-processing to the sensor, closer to the sensor. So basically, we reduce substantially amount of data that is supposed to be transferred further, right, for other stages of processing. To end customers, actually, well, this is, well, basically we are saving battery lifetime, energy consumption, and extend battery lifetime substantially. So they don't, if they don't want to get in details. So well, the ultimate benefit for them is just to have the device working much longer on the battery. This is in addition to benefits of using neural networks. So from a business standpoint, we reduce bill of materials for devices, because in some instances we need much less components for electronic devices. For example, in some instances, for device we don't need several microphones to handle noise. We can use only one microphone in our solution, but it's just about specific application. But at the end, we provide benefits of using neural networks locally on a device level and extend substantially battery lifetime. So basically, in some instances, it just opens new opportunity for new applications, and that's why, well, we have very good interest from end users, from market. So basically, well, this is a bit more about our technology. We have this mathematic part, so we train a neural network, and after some series of training, most of components of neural network becomes fixed, so we don't need to change anything. So, but if for some cases there is a need in flexibility and uptrain, so we can provide it using traditional digital way of treating neural networks, running neural networks. In our case, we use fixed components of neural networks, and we process data in analog manner. So we have well, we use traditional design flow, right? So yes, we can use external trained neural networks. So we have some tricks in-house. And then we use traditional and established foundries to fabricate our chips. In our case, it's enough to enjoy established process nodes, so like 55, 65, 90 nanometers. So we don't need to go much deeper and to more expensive process nodes. So with our technology, we address right now three major markets. The first is about vibration and monitoring. It's just one use case is tire, car tires. It's kind of advanced and more, so to say, capable TPM sensor, which can actually read, so to say again, road conditions and do very fast analytics and feed main computer of the car with road condition information. The second area is voice processing. So anything about audio, better hearing and speaking experience in noisy environment. Again, everything is for portable devices like earbuds, headsets, smartphones. And the third area is wearables. It's about vital signs monitoring, right? In all these cases, we're talking about billions and billions of devices annualized that target market for us, and all of them are battery dependent, and the customers would like to have them, well, they don't want to recharge them often or replace batteries, and that's what we are offering. So with Ascent Plus, you can take as an example of transnational access to facility. In our case, we collaborated with Fraunhofer IPMS on deposition of tantalum nitride thin film. So, in our case, we are very happy to meet Fraunhofer IPMS because they offered us industrial grade equipment. In our case, this is 300 millimeter wafer tool to deposit tantalum nitride. So in our case, again, this is very important to have such a tool because, well, it's a fast track to commercial volume and commercial equipment, commercially available. So this is very helpful. And yes, researchers helped us to develop a specific process for our chip. The benefits of the program, yes, we found this program is very easy to apply and easy to manage, which is, well, for us it is important. We don't have much of a capacity to do all of this paper and reporting. Again, I mentioned about this 300 millimeter tool and metrology. Also, it's very important. We found that in the same facility. So it's again very helpful because we didn't, well, in some instances it is impossible to find it somewhere else. But in this case, we were lucky to found it in IPMS facility to do deposition and metrology in the same place. So, and of course, it came together with very well trained researchers. So nobody asked us to come and do this deposition by ourselves. helped us to do everything. So basically, this is our take from Fraunhofer collaboration via ASCEND Plus program. And of course, we continue our collaboration with Fraunhofer MPMS on the next step of development of the technology. Well, this is the end of my talk, actually. Thank you. Hello?
Yes, thank you very much for this presentation. If there's any question, maybe we can answer it at the end. And now we can move to the next presentation from Sylvia Kozitra.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yes, perfect.
Great. Now I will share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I will start. Thank you very much for this introduction and for this invitation. I want to present the results, smart part of the results of the project, which I realized with the ASCEND Plus. It is about the study of active ingredients in polymer composites. I am from Łukasiewicz Research Network from the Institute of Microelectronic and Photonic, and I am from the group of characterization of materials and devices. So I am also involved in the topic of the polymer composites. This is the main part of my research. The story started from the problem, like the similar ones in the science. So I wanted to find the correlation between the distribution of the components in polymer matrix and their properties. The most important property was the conductivity, because at the beginning I wanted to apply my materials as solid polymer electrolytes. And now this research are extended to nanoelectronics, but at this moment of the starting of the project, the conductivity was the most important. And to find this distribution, we wanted to apply some technique which could allow us to see the distribution of the components on the surface and in the depth of the materials. And I prepared a series of the samples which differ in the composition and production method. And I wanted to make an investigation of the distribution of the active ingredients, mainly the lithium and sodium ions, which are a source of the lithium and sodium ions. And I wanted to make it using the SIMS technique, secondary ion mass spectrometry. And I also had some preliminary results about the application of SIMS with this kind of materials. So I wanted to extend my research. And now I'm on the stage of the results. So I have the results from ASCEND, from the project, and also I have some results about the structural research, but still I'm waiting for the conductivity test. So this conclusions is not the final conclusions. Here I present the briefly introduction about the secondary ion mass spectrometry. The main part of this technique is that the primary beam hits, bombards the sample, and it causes the series of the phenomena. And the most important phenomena is the sputtering and the ionization of the fragments of the samples. So we can obtain the results in the form of the depth profiles. And here I present the list of the samples. My composites, my polymer composites consist the PVDF, this is the polyvinyl iron fluoride, and also the lithium and the sodium salt. And I wanted
Sorry,
to.
Sylvia, I'm interrupting you. We cannot see your presentation. We can only see the first page from your
Okay.
PowerPoint. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
From which slide you cannot see my presentation?
We've been seeing only the first one. Sorry, all the time.
Okay. So I will try to share it again. Okay, so now can you see the second slide?
Yeah, we can see list of samples and factors. Yeah, but it's just a slide within PowerPoint.
It is
It's not in presentation mode.
Yes, this is the slide for the presentation from the PowerPoint, and now I have I can see the second slide, the idea with the problem of and proposed solution. Can you see this or not?
No.
No.
Okay, so now can you, maybe it will be the
Now we can see.
way to see, and I will describe. Can I start again, because I think it is important to analyze it step by step.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so I talk about the idea and the problem which appear during my research result, and I wanted to find the correlation between the distribution of the polymer ingredients and the properties. In my case, the most important properties is what's the conductivity. So I prepared the experiment plan. I prepared the series of the samples, and I wanted to find where is the active ingredients, the lithium and the sodium salts. And I wanted to apply the secondary ion mass spectrometry technique because I had some preliminary results with this technique, and I thought that the depth profiles could answer my questions. And now I am on the step where I have some results with the research, with the results from the SIMS and also some structural research, but I'm still waiting for the conductivity tests. And secondary ion mass spectrometry technique, it is the technique where the primary beam hits the sample and it causes the series of the phenomena, and the most important is the sputtering and ionization. So for example, the results could be presented in the form of the depth profiles. Here I present the list of the samples. I wanted to analyze several factors influence of the properties and on the structure of my samples. So I prepared the composites with the PVDF. This is the polyvinylidene fluoride, the polymer which is commonly applied in the solid polymer electrolytes. I wanted to check the lithium perforate, the sodium perforate, and also the addition of the PMMA. And why I wanted to analyze this kind of material, polymethyl methacrylate, because usually this composite with the PMMA showed more bigger hardness and reducing the shrinkness of this composite. But I am also the DFT researcher. I make some calculations with the density functional theory technique, and I have some experience that the PMMA, addition of PMMA, not only changes the mechanical properties of the composite, but also changes the chemical interactions between the ingredients of the polymer. So I thought that maybe it could influence on the composition of the whole polymer. And I also wanted to analyze the influence of the new preparation technique, solution blow spinning. In this point, my trip with the my journey with the Ascent Plus started. I received some email about the possibility to analyze, to use the infrastructure with the scientific project. So I completed the application and I get the acceptation. And I also choose the place where I wanted to checked my samples. And because in Cell-Letic in Grenoble in France, the SIMS device was located, I chose the Grenoble. And here I present some small part of the results which I obtained. And when I analyzed the influence of the PMMA additives, it showed that the samples show more uniform profiles than those without PMMA, and it's shown by flattering of the profiles. So I can see that something happened on the surface, and surface is the most important part of this composite because of the required contact with the electrodes. So if we have the faster flattering of the profiles, it is very beneficial for our samples. Also, we checked that the addition of the nanosilica caused the the changes in the intensity of the signals which coming from the lithium ions and the perforate residue, and this means that the dissociation process in the polymer matrix could be more intense, and also this is very beneficial for the conductivity properties. But in the contrary, when we add the titanium dioxide, we cannot observe the beneficial effects. And we also analyzed the SBS technique application, and even if we can see the changes in the intensity of the active ingredient signals, we also can see that the effect of the oxidation also, and the not beneficial effect of the uniformity of this composites. So we also checked the structure, the topography of this two composites with the same composition, but one was prepared with the SBS technique, and we can see on the surface that we have some grains from the PVDF, and the sample which was prepared in the classical way is quite smooth. And also we can see some artifacts on this picture, which means that the charge is accumulating on the surface. It is not very well seamed. And to summary, I can say that with using this technique, SIMS technique, with the help of the operator from Grenoble, Nicolas, we obtained new information about the changes in the structure, in the depth, also in the surface. So it shows us the new way to analyze the influence of these additives, because as I said, the PMMA was only added previously to change the mechanical properties. The nanosilica was added to change the conductivity properties by reducing the growth of the lithium dendrite, and now we have the confirmation that something changes in the structure. And to summarize also the whole project, in my opinion, I think that the main advantage is of this activity is getting the access to knowledge and advanced research techniques, and quick and constant contact with the operator. And also I obtained valuable research result with wide comment. Many thanks. And do I recommend this project? Yes, definitely yes. And I wanted to thank all the people which was involved in the realization of my project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now maybe we can move on to questions. I don't know if there's any questions regarding the presentation or the ASEN Plus project itself.
if there were some questions that Nicholas answered already in the chat. I don't know if there is any clarification needed.
Yeah.
One question about the Ascent Plus project itself. So because you mentioned that the project is almost coming to an end. So is there a possibility then for extension of such projects? Because I think it's a very important platform for, partners who are, especially academic people like who doesn't really have always access to all the nice facilities for the nanotechnology development. So is it going to be now going for extension of the project?
So there is already a sister project to Ascent Plus for flexible and printable electronics, and we work very closely with that project. There is also, oh yes, thanks, Nicholas and Matilda, right? So there is the, okay, for advanced characterization facilities on materials, particularly there is NFFA. Then I mentioned already the MERGE project, which is around access to printable and organic electronics and flexible electronics. The closest one to Ascent Plus, which is much broader, but it doesn't necessarily have the same platforms. As an example, we won't be offering the GAN IC platform in that one, is Infrachip. So Infrachip kicked off last January, and the first call for proposals actually closes this month in July. So the answer is yes, there are other opportunities. The specific offer might vary because of the evolution and the development of the programs, and also the, let's say, the commitment of some of the partners in the upcoming pilot lines. Does this answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
But we still have a couple of months on Ascent Plus, so I would encourage people to utilize Ascent Plus as much as possible for the next couple of months.
It's great. Thank you very much. Yes, we are very interested. So yeah, I wanted to know. Yeah, thanks.
Other questions? If not, maybe we can stop the webinar here. I would like to thanks again all the speakers today, and to remind you that you can all apply on the Ascent Plus website and to contact the team to have more information if needed. This webinar will be available on the website and on social media of the project. So don't hesitate if you need other information or if you want to review some information that was presented today, you can still watch it one more time. Okay, so let's close now the webinar, and thank you again to everyone for your participation.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Take care.